Intwaso. Intwaso basically, it's a journey of enlightenment in my culture. It's a Xhosa culture. In my traditional culture, it's called Intwaso. It is a process of self-realization, self-awakening to thyself as a whole, connected to the state of being an ego and a state of a higher consciousness coming one together. Okay, it's a remembering of your own originality, of your true essence of being. Okay, so I want to delve into this and what it comes with based on my own personal experience. So I'm one of those people called to experience that in Dwaso. Okay. So one thing that I want to talk about the experience that comes with Indwaso. So basically, many people before they go to Indwaso, they experience a lot of hardships in their life. It's like awakening, spiritual awakening, basically. It is. So you go through a lot of varieties of trials and challenges in life. You may get a lot of kind of crazy things in your life, like crazy things, basically. People, maybe they can start to hate you, be cruel towards you, hostile towards you. People feel like they have some kind of they feel inclined to inflict pain on you. Do you understand? They feel drawn or inclined to vomit their own pain on you. Okay, basically. Well, it starts as like that, but without even you understanding. In my case, as a child growing up, people used to. I was one of this, person that people were more inclined. They'll feel comfortable around me, and then they'll like open up and tell me about their whole things. What is going wrong, the dark things, the painful things that they go through in their life. Their secrets and stuff. Like people would just begin to say things, that were just out there. And I didn't know what was that. That is people being in pain, basically. Then it goes to the physical level. This is where now, people actually feel like they can create stories about you. They can be hostile towards you. They can treat you unfairly. They throw out their own tantrums on you. Like people can just whatever, like it feels like you are sponging around or going around and attracting these people who are in pain. Yeah, it's basically about in pain. Situation that puts you in a position where you're going to be either excluded or criticized, called names. People are going to shame you because of how different you are, how you speak, or how you do things, how you live your life. People are just not going to be. You're going to trigger people's pain, and they're going to project their pain on you. That's into us. Do you understand? The person who received the scapegoat is the one who has to heal, who is called to do the healing. Because all these things are happening, they're happening on you. You're the one who's feeling the heat. You are the one who's being placed in the spotlight. Do you understand? You are the one who's burning in the fire. Everyone feels comfortable and you don't feel comfortable because, somebody so. People they feel the freedom to do things. So basically, what I've experienced for me with this Intwaso FN at night, and it comes with pain, right? It comes with challenging. You really have a lot of confusion in your head. You don't really have the enlightenment, the understanding, the clarity to understand why things are happening to you in your life. And yeah, of course, in that case, everything is happening to you, okay? Until you get awakened now to the reality of what is happening, which you have a higher self and you have an ego. And your ego is being awakened by all these things are happening around you. All these situation that you actually attracting, with your own energy from an ego state are actually creating a platform for your personal growth so that you may be awakened and remember your true essence of being. That's my personal experience. So in the past, I've always said that, relationship are the best place to grow. as a human, to mature, to grow and ascend, because it comes with a lot of diverse dynamic stories in things that are challenging, and they push you, to the edge, so you can really learn to understand who you are and what you're made of, what you can take, what you cannot take, things like that. So in my case, in my story, as a child, I was very quiet, I was very timid. I didn't say a lot. I was receiving a lot of things done, and I always wanted to have peace of mind. I felt like my background was just not ready for. Oh, I felt like I was in a wrong place. I didn't fit in. Yes, I felt like I needed to act in a certain way in order for me to feel like I'm part of something, and acting in a way that is not aligned with myself. For example, I like just to chill. I just like to sit and be. I can be quiet for hours and hours and not say a thing. For me, it's not a good or bad thing. It's just part of my character. I don't really have to yep, or say things or entertain anybody's energy. People can get around me and start doing their own thing. I won't be bothered. That's basically like my character on a deeper. That's basically, I can hold space. You can be. Do you understand? But then I've learned this. It was a condition I've learned as a child, where I could not be myself like how I am, because whenever I wanted to be myself, somebody will complain, somebody will criticize, somebody will judge me, somebody will say nasty things about my way of being. And somebody will say, don't be that way. So I felt like I'm not welcomed. I'm not acknowledged. I'm not accepted as a child growing up. So I felt like it's better not to do anything. Just keep things here. Okay? Bottle things here. So I grew up bottling things, emotion, feelings, sentiments, everything inside here. Keeping everything. This was more safer for me, because if I do anything, if I voice out my feelings, people are going to feel uncomfortable. People are going to be angry, frustrated. That was my background, basically. And if I do that, then I risk a chance of being punished and being called names and being criticized. And, because I just simply being myself, and being myself risk the part that I could be disowned. Holy Spirit. Things that we go through in a human form, child. So I kept things inside. I bottled things up here, my feelings and stuff like that. I didn't feel the need, I didn't feel enough to hold space and to say things as I see them, because I was afraid, to be criticized. I was afraid to be judged. I was afraid to be called names. I was afraid to be put on the spot. People were like, whenever they feel uncomfortable, they were like on the edge to just, say things and stuff like that. That in my own nervous system at the time, I was not strong enough to hold space for. So the easiest thing was to succumb. The easiest thing was to keep quiet. The easiest thing was not to confront anyone, was just keep everything here, bottle up things, and be a coward, because that was a safe space for me. Okay? But with the journey of growing and self-discovery, I have just saw this pattern all over my relationship, my friendship, how I was bottling and allowing other people to enabler. I was enabling people at the same time. I was a people pleaser. So it was like, witnessing, I'm enabling everybody to be themselves. Like, I'll hold the ground for you, but no one is there to hold the ground for me. I'll make sure you are happy, but no one is there is willing to do what I'm doing. So I'll go extra mile for people, friendship, relationship, whatever you name. I'm just going extra. You understand? And I didn't have an awareness of what I was doing. For me, it was a way of a coping mechanism to soothe myself through what I was going through, because I could not be myself. I could not express myself, and because I was afraid. I was afraid, yeah. And there was a time I could not wait to grow up, and be an older person and just live my own life, how I see it, how I sense it, how I'm experiencing life. Because I felt like, life is amazing, but I felt like I'm being held down. Like this energy were blocking me from being fully myself, which was in some way. But I was also enabling. I played a part. The part was I was actually not yet developed to understand what was happening in my life, in my mindset, or why I was inclined to be a peacemaker, to be a people pleaser, to sacrifice, to neglect my feelings, my needs, and want to entertain other people's energies and stuff like that, wanting to make other people happy, not me, and putting myself last. So as time goes on and life gave me many experiences that clapped me both sides of my cheeks and kind of like shook me up to awaken to reality. And finally I connected dots and I'm like, oh, that's where you actually messed up. Like this is where you initiated to pain. And I was like, okay, now that I know that this is my weakness, my weakness, I tend to want to please people and want to make people comfortable on my own expenses. I want people to feel comfortable. When people are actually driven by their own shadows, they are in pain, they are frustrated, confusion, they are lost, which is a phase that everyone has to go through. But you know what I did? I played God. I wanted to help those people to get out from there, from a place of not being enough. That was the wrong move. Because in order to heal other people, you need to be healed yourself. You need to know what you are healing. Do you understand? What are you healing there? Have you dealt with it with yourself? Once you deal with it and you understand, the patterns, and you can actually channel the energy in the way that you want, and you have mastered that, then you can help other people. Like that's what they say, But you can't help other people while you are yourself still healing. That was the biggest mistake I've done, but which I think is natural. Okay, I have compassion for myself. So I actually took that road where I wanted to heal everyone, wanted to make everybody happy, everyone must feel good. I mean, even my friendship, and I was the one makes one people be happy, comfortable in my own expense. And I did it. I sacrificed a lot. I was sometimes, when I look at it in a biggest way of saying, I feel like I was called to be a giver in a lifetime, and then now I've transitioned to a state of receiving, and my receiving come as a result of having been through those journey experiences in life wholeheartedly, felt what I felt, received what I received, gone through what I've gone through, being there and witnessed everything. And because of that I've seen everything and been through everything and learned the lesson that I've needed to learn, I can now receive, like, for me, receiving is more about, I can now have that rest. I can now have that inner peace that I've always wanted while I was in the dark, while I was in the shadow. Do you understand? I can now have that mentally, emotionally, intellectually, psychologically, spiritually, you name it, emotion. I can have that in my whole body. I can experience all the greatness that I wanted to experience while I was in the shadow. This is my understanding. Do you understand? Because in the end, it's all an energy, and it's all the an experience that as a soul we are experiencing within this dense energy that comes with a human form. That's my own take. So basically, that's what, for me, this journey is all about. Intwaso is about going through the dark, dark of the soul, dark hour of the soul, being lost, experience all crazy things, and at the same time not having the clarity to read the energy and understand what is exactly is happening. For me, that is Intwaso. It takes you right through, and then you come on the other side where there's light, and now where you can connect the old to the new and understand, what is happening. Like, for example, if someone now would come and then start shouting at me and calling me names and stuff like that, instead of feeling anxiety and being triggered and wanting to respond and react to them out of impulse and stuff like that, or wanting to try to make them calm and wanting to explain, no, no, that's the old way. My new way is to let things be. I don't have to really have to explain. I don't really have to, go out an extra mile for you to feel comfortable because you are triggered by something. If you are feeling uncomfortable with your own emotions and you just want to, scapegoat to someone else, I am not going to take that energy is yours. Do you understand? It's yours, and I know my energy. I'm no longer now being conflicted in my hand. Oh, this person is upset. Oh, this person is frustrated. Oh, because you're inside. No, it doesn't tilt over me. It doesn't spill over me. My cup is full, and it's full of my own energy that I've created through the past. You understand? So if you are coming and you're stressed and you don't know how to deal with don't know how to self-regulate, I am just in a position of seeing that, like, oh, this person is so and so, this, which was lacking when I was younger. I didn't have that capacity to like understand these people are actually going through this. These people are actually being triggered. These people are actually insecure. These people are actually shameful. These people are actually coming from this space. I could not tell the difference. I was enmeshed with everybody's energy. It was open. It's like I was open and everybody's energy could just come in and just, mesh up my eyes, and I just, things were not possible to be seen as they are. I felt like that. But now you come with your own energy that is filled with negativity, or you are not coming from a high vibrating energy. You are in the mood of pointing fingers and blaming. Child, I'm telling you, I know where you're coming from. I see it right from in mind, and I'm not coming to the party because I've been to the party for many, many, many years, decades to say the least. Do you understand? So I'm in a position where now I can say this is my energy that I've created through the storm that you actually created, and through the storm that you are going through. I know how to turn that into light. I know how to turn that darkness that makes you frustrated and not being at ease with yourself. I know what it is like to be in your shoes. I can relate with you. Hence, I am not feeling inclined to be triggered to people please you, to make you calm, to regulate you, to hold space, for you. No, I know, no, I'm not intervening to life course. I'm not, coming between what you and your God has created. That is you, between you and your own God. Yeah. Do you understand? And my only thing is to have grace, which is to acknowledge what is as it is, see as it is, compassion for myself, and that compassion is actually going towards you, because that's it. I'm not against. I'm no longer at all, which I feel like in the past I used to be against a lot. People shouting, verbal abuse and physical abuse, people who are doing violent, people who are have no self-control, no self-respect, no sense of responsibility, people who wants to control and have power other people, people who are bullies. I've been through all that. Do you understand? I used to resent like a lot. And I feel like that's what blocked me, because I resented without understanding what was happening. I resented out of the pain I felt from that experience. And now, with the understanding that I have, it liberates me from the need to resent. I let you be. I do not resent. I let you be because I've learned and understood the laws and principles that create, things to be as they are. That creates me seeing things from an ego state that wants me to protect myself, to be defensive, to be all that. I've learned those and how they come to be triggered by such situations like that. But now I understand that my energy that I actually enjoy is peace. And in order for me to have this peace, I need to tap into the peace state of mind. And if anything comes around and does not smell like peace, does not, it is not my portion. It's because my portion is peace and I choose peace. Hence, I choose not to react to things that are not peaceful, not to respond them, just to let them be, me hold them, speak, because that's not the energy I am choosing consciously to move from. Do you understand? I am choosing consciously to move from peace because that's the energy that, as an individual, I enjoy. I enjoy being at peace with myself. Do you understand? Hence, I'm willing to work hard for it. Hence, I'm willing to sacrifice certain things. That's for me. I enjoy unity, a sense of unity, a sense of oneness, a sense of being whole, a sense of being connected in the present moment with life as all, seeing things as they are, a sound mind. For me, that's like, wealth to me. It is wealth and it is health to my mindset. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me in a state of clarity. I feel connected to life. I feel ready to meet life where it is. So I know if I entertain too much of that, if I entertain anything that is not actually serving to my own energy, it's going to take away from me. You understand? So hence I'm willing to let go and let be. I allow you. You say what you say. You think what you think. That's perfect, because I know now who I am and I know my energy. I know what I'm creating with my energy. It's not about anyone. It's about me and myself and my own energy and my higher self. Do you understand? So I had to learn that in a hard way, very hard way. I had to learn, to protect my energy. And also, I didn't even understand when people used to say about protect. Like, what are you protecting? And I used to say that. I was one of this because I didn't understand. No, you protect your energy by being to discern, use the spirit of discernment and understand that you have your own world here. There's many worlds here people are creating, and you can consign with whomever you want to consign with, feeling that they are fit for you or for your energy, or you want to be with them. But one thing you must know, people have a free will to choose. They can do what they want to do. They can say what they can say based on their own way or lens they are using to say, based on their own belief system they have in their own, mindset. So it has nothing to do with you. So there's no need for you to go outside yourself to try to hold the space. And I feel like it was also the need to connect on the deeper level, to feel connected, which I have actually discovered. You connect with yourself. In order to connect to the world, you need to connect with yourself. Hence, Gandhi said, if you want to see a change in the world, make that change to yourself. And that change to me came as a connection. I wanted to feel to belong. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be heard. But guess what? For you to feel that sense of being seen and heard, it all begins with you. You holding space and then acknowledging yourself as you are. There is nothing that beats that. When you accept yourself and embrace yourself as you are, holistically, wholeheartedly, magic begins. Because guess what? That need to go out and connect with other people and other things, it actually dissolves. It dissolves. It was entertained because you were entertaining it, and it was growing and it was dominating in your life. But when you learn to disconnect and connect from within, magic happens. You connect not just within, but you connect with the whole world now, and you get more understanding of how things come to be. Do you understand? You understand yourself and you understand other human beings as well, because you are wired with same emotions. As much as you may be different, expressing yourself different, they are all feeling pain as much as you feel pain. They feel pleasure as much as they feel pleasure. So you are under the same pot or under the same umbrella, even though you express yourself differently. So I've learned that, and I'm grateful for that. Honestly, I'm truly grateful. This is like a big achievement, even though there's no such thing. But we might as well, do the whole thing and say it, yeah, because it's a aha moment. It's a new information. It's a new portal that helps you now to move further on your journey, your life path in this world, whatever that you have to, And I feel like being home, I was just coming also to close that chapter of how to heal my own pain, my own wounds, and, by going to the root cause and understanding how they were formed, and really like feeling them and being with them and seeing them for the very first time, and embrace them and just do that whole thing of healing my inner child and saying sorry, forgiving myself for not knowing. I didn't know. And also understanding them also where they are. They have no idea what they are doing. But with time, we all are given time. With time, things get revealed, healing process takes over. And then we finally get to that state of being one with life as a whole and understanding ourselves, how our mind works, and how life is actually a wonderful place to experience. So that's basically what I've understood about Intwaso. It kind of like initiates you to that spirit of oneness, being united in harmony with self, with life, with others, with everybody. But in order to get there, you have to go through that challenging trial times where you're being tested over and over of the teachings and lessons that they are actually being given through the experiences that you are getting. Do you understand? All this experience you're encountering, they actually carry the lessons underneath that you as a soul are to awaken to them once you awaken to your own reality of who you are as a true essence of being, not just as an ego. That's my understanding. Intwaso has taught me so far, and I continue to learn on a daily basis, open and receptive to life. But to finally to be here now with a state of clarity to see things as they are, it's a game changing. Yeah, love and light, we'll leave it here. Basically, as I said, Intwaso in my language, it means enlightenment, a state of enlightenment where two consciousness come together, where one an ego is being harmonized. Those duality states are being harmonized through self-awareness, through being seen and heard, and understood on a deeper level for the part they play within the whole spectrum of being oneness.